Hello everybody. Give me just a second to make sure my audio is good, and we'll get started. Okay, it sounds like my audio is good, although the quality on my phone does not look too good, so hopefully... I don't know if that's just my phone lagging or if it looks horrible for you guys. So... here, give me just a second. I just want to be sure. Okay, so it still looks horrible on my phone, so let me... it's probably gonna say, uh-oh, game gone on screen. Okay, let me just open a second thingy. Go to here, go to... oh, I'm in my own recommended. Awesome. Okay, let me... go to here. Okay, it does not look blurry on my channel. Okay, let me... and you can hear a echo, so sorry about that. Let me mute that real quick. Okay, so it doesn't look blurry on that end, so it might just be my phone being laggy. But yeah, let me reopen this. Okay, it didn't go to the uh-oh game gone screen. Okay, so, first of all, I want to say, sorry for not streaming yesterday like I said I was going to. When I uploaded the video saying getting back on track, the power went out multiple times that day. So I decided not to stream yesterday just in case it happened again. And it didn't go out at all yesterday. So fingers crossed that it won't go out today. Because last time it didn't go out for a day, we were like, okay, hey, the power's done going out over and over again, so we can go back to doing our normal life things, and then it went out. So, yeah. But hopefully, today, the power will not go out. And also, sorry if I'm coughing and sniffing a bit. Wow, that was a bad word that I accidentally said. Sorry if I'm coughing and sneezing a bit. There. My mouth is also dry, so it got caught and I said a bad word on accident, but that is okay. Anyway, sorry if I'm coughing and sniffing a bit. My allergies are going a bit weird. There's a lot of humidity right now, so my guinea pig's area is kind of having a urine smell being intensified a bunch. So, yeah. I just changed his bedding and everything, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, and today's is, not bi-daily, every other day bedding change day. So that's going to be like the first thing I do right after I finish streaming is clean his area, that way, you know, the blankets don't have pee in them. And they're not wet or anything, there's like pee pads under them to prevent them from, you know, getting wet and making him uncomfortable, and I change him every other day, that way he's not just sitting in his own pee all the time. So yeah, don't worry, he's all healthy and everything, or as healthy as he can be for how old he is. But anyway, yeah, so today we're going to be talking about Minecraft Live, which is happening tomorrow, at like noon for me, I think. Of course, the live stream thing says that it will be happening at 11:20, so I don't really know what that's about. But either way, oh, hello. Well, I just looked right at him, didn't I? I don't know where he's at. He's somewhere. Hello? Did he just leave? No, he didn't just leave. Oh, there he is. Okay, well, I guess I will go outside. So I'm going to try to be talking about Minecon stuff while playing on this world, and I'll explain what this world here is in a second once I... Are you not angry anymore? Okay, I think he gave up. So yeah, I'm going to be attempting to get some stuff done on this world while I talk. But as you can see, I'm not very good at multitasking, so, I will do my best. Let me just... Okay, I have plenty of rockets, so I'll just get those. And yeah. So, I'm kind of stalling a bit, that way I can actually talk about stuff when everybody that might want to watch is going to be here. So if you're watching this in the video form, after it's been streamed, then feel free to just kind of skip ahead a bit if you don't care about me talking about this world or anything like that. I have to go to bed real quick. But yeah, if you don't care about that, then skip ahead to whenever it sounds like I'm talking about stuff. But yeah, so pretty much what this world is a world that I started, it was either a summer ago or a couple summers ago. I can't remember if the world's 1 or 2 years old. But I played on this world quite a lot, and, I think this was before the Nether update. No. This is like the first world I created after the Nether update. So yeah, but this has like been my main survival world for a while, and I've taken a very long break from it. And I just kind of randomly decided, you know what, I really feel like playing on this world again. So here I am. Figured this could be, I could work on a certain project while I, you know, talk, because it's a very kind of mindless project right now. I'll go show you what it is here in a second. Well, we're on our way to it, so I'll show you what it is. But these are 8 slime chunks that are kind of gathered up in a big clump, and I've been digging straight down to bedrock, so that I am able to, what's the word? Oh yeah, make a slime farm. So yeah, that's what I've been working on in this world, before I took the big break from it. And yeah, I'm just going to be pretty much digging a big pit while we talk about, Minecon. So yeah, Minecon. It is happening tomorrow at the time that I mentioned earlier. And I have some predictions that I want to kind of share. Like what I think the next update will be, and what I hope the next update might be, and also my opinions on the mob vote, and kind of what I think, or what mob I want to win, and kind of why I want it to win. So pretty much, Minecon's happening tomorrow, and they are announcing the next big update for Minecraft, so 1.19, and they are announcing who wins the mob vote, and I think we're getting more information on what exactly is coming in 1.18, because we've seen the snapshots, we know quite a bit of what's coming, but I think they're going to show off a bit more of 1.18 maybe. And in a way that kind of scares me, because there's a certain thing that I really don't want them to show off, and that is the Deep Dark and the Warden. And I know a lot of people are very interested in seeing what exactly the Deep Dark and the Warden are all about, I guess. But I don't want to see that in Minecon, because I feel like it kind of might ruin the surprise of what the Deep Dark and the Warden is. So, pretty much, I feel like if they, you know, show more of the Warden, show exactly what's going to be in the Deep Dark, then it's going to kind of ruin the scary factor and the mysterious factor of what the Warden and that biome is. And that's kind of one of those things where I feel like it is best to, I feel like it's best to keep that as a surprise, because it kind of ruins the whole thing of it if they reveal what, is going to be there. Oh, hello Saber, how you doing today? I'm voting for the Allay as the new mob in Minecraft. Yeah, that seems like to be the most popular one right now. And I'll get into kind of what I want to vote for here in a second. Well, I'll just go ahead and say what I want to vote for, and I'll tell why later. What I want to vote for the mob is the Copper Golem, because I'll get more into detail of the reason why, but just for now I just want to say I feel like it's the most useful, and well, not really the most useful, maybe the most useful, but kind of the most, has the most to it, because of all the features that it has. And to me the Allay is kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, it just brings me items that I already got, in a way. So, I can definitely see why people want to vote for the Allay, but I just don't think that that's necessarily what I'm hoping for. But yeah, the Copper Golem, there's a lot of reasons why I want it to be in the game, and one of them is the fact that one of the developers, I'm pretty sure one of the developers, the one that's making the Copper Golem, said that when Archaeology comes out, he's really excited, or they are really excited for the potential that the Iron Golem has for Archaeology. And that's something that kind of got me really excited. So I can definitely see why you're voting for the Allay, but also, I like the Copper Golem. But yeah, I think I have to make a Twitter account and everything just to vote. So I might make a Twitter account for my channel. I probably won't use it very often, but maybe I can use that to like tweet out like, hey, I'm streaming, or tweet out random things that pop into my head and get everybody mad at me because I think of some stupid stuff. Have I been saying Iron Golem? If I've been saying Iron Golem, I meant Copper Golem. It's hard to remember that. But yeah, so back to what I was saying a minute ago. One of my hopes for Minecon is that they do not show off the Deep Dark or the Warden. And, the reason being is the whole spoiler factor. That I don't want that whole thing to be spoiled before I actually get to experience it for the first time. Because it's kind of like, Minecraft hasn't really felt like it's had this kind of special, like, new factor to it in a while. Like, it's had a lot of really cool things come. You said iron for the Archaeology. Okay. I meant Copper Golem. But, Minecraft hasn't really had this, like, fresh, I guess, kind of, how do I want to word this? Kind of feeling that you get when you first play the game. Like, the first time you ever touch Minecraft, it hasn't had that feeling in a long time, for me at least. And I feel like with the Deep Dark and the Warden, it's such a kind of new thing that I feel like when we get to experience that for the first time, if it doesn't, like, get revealed too much, it'll have that kind of, like, mysterious, like, first time you're playing Minecraft kind of feeling to it, because you go down there and it's just scary. Because, it kind of comparable to your first ever night on Minecraft when you're not expecting any of the mobs and it gets dark and you're kind of like, oh, it's getting dark, and you see things spawning and you're like, oh, it's getting dark. And you dig that hole for the first time and everything, before you really knew how to build a house. I feel like it's going to have that kind of feeling if they don't reveal too much. And, quick break from the talking about the thing. I did a world tour on this world a while ago, and I talked about how we don't talk about the Cave of Infinite Despair. Well, you guys are getting a exclusive look at the Cave of Infinite Despair. And it is literally just all of the items stacked in here, unorganized, that I have been mining from, that pit. So, exclusive look at the Cave of Infinite Despair. Yeah. But anyway. So yeah, that's the first hope for Minecon, is that they don't show off the Warden or the Deep Dark, or at least they don't show off very much at all. Now, my next hopes for 1.18 is I'm kind of hoping that maybe they reveal, since they took the extra time to work on 1.18, and I doubt that this is going to happen, but I kind of hope that they reveal another biome, or another couple biomes, or maybe even just variants of biomes, like, I guess biome-specific caves, like, you know, ice caves for cold biomes, or desert caves for desert biomes, you know, stuff like that. Just kind of either cave biome variants, or a couple new biomes as a whole. So that's kind of one of the things that I really hope get announced, and it's one of the things that I kind of doubt will be announced, and that I doubt will be in the update, because I feel like that's kind of a lot of work, and the whole reason why they delayed the update is so that they could finish what they started without stressing everybody out too much. So I kind of doubt that that's going to happen. That is the first slime of the slime chunks, so I know I'm actually succeeding. That just made me happy. Okay, but yeah, so, I kind of hope that they announce some new biomes, or at least biome variants, because that would be really cool to be able to just have, you know, the same type of caves, but they look different, kind of thing. And I feel like that could also bring a lot more potential for just exploration in Minecraft, because my favorite thing in Minecraft is to explore. And let me know if this is too loud, because these slimes are very loud for me. But yeah. I feel like that even just adding cave biome variants could really change the game. And make it cool. This is why I should write a script for my stuff, because I come up with so many ideas off camera, and then when it actually gets to doing the stream, or, talking about them, my brain just goes away. I can't remember anything that I want to talk about. So, cave biome variants, no warden reveal, what do I want to get to next? So, I guess I could talk about the mob vote. Yeah, I could just go ahead and talk about the mob vote. So, there are 3 mobs in there, all in the thumbnail, that we can vote for. The Glare, the Copper Golem, and the LA. And I'll pretty much just kind of say what they are. I guarantee all of you probably know what they do and what they all are if you're watching this. But, I just want to kind of go over it just in case there is anybody that doesn't know. But the Glare, pretty much what it does is it finds spots that are dark enough for mobs, like bad mobs to spawn, or monsters to spawn, I guess is what I should say. And it gets angry when it's in those areas. That way you know to light up the area and prevent things from spawning. And I feel like that can be really useful in certain situations. Plus, also, it's just kind of a cool-looking mob. I kind of like it. So, if the Copper Golem wasn't a thing, then I would probably be voting for the Glare. And the LA, what it does is you give it an item, and it goes and gets more of that item for you. And at first, I was like, okay, well that can be really overpowered. That just sounds like they're adding a duplication glitch to the game. But they have come out and said, I'm pretty sure, that that's not the way it works. It doesn't just create items out of thin air. I guess what it does is you give it an item, and it will go find that item that either you left on the ground somewhere, or I think it'll go get it from one of your chests and go grab more of it for you. Which, yeah, I think that can be helpful thinking about it, to where, like, if you're doing a build and you didn't bring enough of a certain item, but, you know, you have more nearby at your base in a chest, then you can just kind of hand the item to the LA and it will bring more of it to you. But also, I don't know how much it brings you. Like, this is a mob where I really wish that we had more information on it before voting, because there's so many confusing factors to it, where the rest of them are kind of more straightforward, and it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's what they do, that's cool. So the Allay is a very odd mob, to where you don't fully know what it's going to do yet, and even if it, you know, even if you go into it thinking like, oh yeah, it can bring me items when I'm doing a build or something, I don't know how many items they said it can carry at once, because I thought it was only like a few. So if it only brings you like 2 or 3 to like 5 items at a time, then it's more worth it to just go over to your chest and grab them. So, because it doesn't create items out of thin air, and I kind of started describing the Allay as a mixture between a parrot and a cat, because the parrot likes music and will dance to the music, and the cat can bring you random items, like at night and stuff. But the cat actually generates the items and brings you something, I'm pretty sure. Something that wasn't already there. Where the Allay will bring you something that's already there and won't generate new items. Which is understandable, because then you could just literally throw the Allay a netherite block and it will bring you more netherite blocks and then infinite netherite. So, that would be very overpowered. So, that's kind of... I think that's the reason why I'm not kind of on board with the Allay, because it just... there's so many factors to it that we don't know yet, and it just doesn't seem like it'll be as powerful or as good as everyone says it will be. Now, the mob that I want to vote for, the Copper Golem, I am very excited for this mob, and I really hope it wins, because, first of all, it's really cool. Like, it's just like all the other golems where you can build them yourself, but also, over time, it will harden and become a statue. And give me just a second, I gotta wipe my nose, it's getting a bit runny. I won't blow it, that way I'm not blowing my nose into the mic, but I will wipe it real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay, so, the Copper Golem. When you build it, over time it can harden into a statue, which first of all, I think is really cool. That's dangerous. But, imagine just building a ton of copper golems, and just kind of releasing them into your world, letting them wander off, and then just, like, days later, you completely forget that you released 100 copper golems into the wild, and you just go to cut your trees and you just find a bunch of statues out in the forest. Like, I feel like that would be really cool. I don't know if I'm messed up for thinking that would be cool, but I think that would be a really cool thing to just kind of discover all of your old golems that you had running around just as statues. And they did confirm that the statue thing isn't permanent, because there's a lightning rod on top of their head, and if lightning strikes them, then it gets rid of all the, I'm just going to call it corrosion, because I can't remember what the actual word is, but it gets rid of all the corrosion, makes them, you know, back to normal where they can walk around and all that. Oxidation, that's what it's called. It gets rid of all the oxidation, and, allows them to walk around again. And also, just like with, copper blocks, you can take your axe to it, and get rid of the oxidation that way. I don't know, I can't remember if they said that you can use honey on them to, wax them or not, but that would be another cool feature if they did that. Also, it could be a very good redstone component, just having the golem, because they're adding copper buttons with it, which is another good thing. They're adding a completely new item to the game just because of the golem, which I don't think any of the other mobs will be getting that, you know, a new item that came for them. So you'll be getting a copper button plus a mob added to the game. And the Copper Golem, everybody has been saying that the Copper Golem will just randomly press buttons, but in the trailer they said the Copper Golem will only press copper buttons randomly. So it's not going to run in and just mess up all of your redstone stuff unless you know, use copper buttons for everything. But I thought of so many cool ideas for stuff, and funny ideas for stuff, that you could do with the copper buttons and the Copper Golem. One thing that I thought of is like a new challenge you could do. Like you build a house in survival, you rig it with TNT to blow, and you spam down a bunch of copper buttons all over the place. And then you build a copper golem. And only one of the buttons will blow up the TNT. And you have to try to complete a certain amount of things in survival before the copper golem just decides, alright, this is the button I'm pressing and your house blows up. So it's literally just like a randomized, like, oh, will my house be gone by the time I get back from this mining trip? You know, just a fun little extra thing to do. An extra little challenge that you could do. But also it could be good for randomizer things, and yes, it's not permanent because they can turn in statues, but you can also fix that. And if they make it to where you can wax them, then it is a permanent randomizer. So you could just kind of have a copper golem in a redstone contraption that you need like lights to randomly turn on or something like that. Put down copper buttons and the copper golem goes around and presses stuff without you having to, you know, be a rocket scientist and redstone. And also, the developer that is working, I said this just a few minutes ago, but the developer that I think is making the copper golem has said that they're excited for the possibilities of the copper golem and archaeology. And I feel like archaeology is a feature that everyone that plays Minecraft is excited for. So I really don't see how the community could not vote for the copper golem, knowing that it could play a big role in archaeology, the thing that everyone is excited for. So, I think that's why I'm going to be voting for the copper golem. Just because there are so many more possibilities for it than there are for any of the other mobs that they announced. Because, I mean, you know, glare, oh, look, it's dark over there, and it told me that it's dark, I'll go light it up now, instead of just being like, oh, look, I can press F3 and see if it's dark. Of course, you don't have that on Bedrock, but also with the new way that they're doing lighting, you can just kind of eyeball it. And it's way easier anyway. And the LA just brings you items that you already own, pretty much. So it's just kind of one of those things where it's like I don't know if it can mine blocks or not. That kind of goes to the back to the whole, they haven't really talked enough about the LA for me to really be convinced. But then the copper golem just, it comes with a completely new item. It comes with infinite possibilities for randomizing redstone stuff. The possibilities of it helping out, why can't I fly? The possibilities of it helping out with archaeology. The cool factor of just kind of having copper golems around your world and then randomly finding them frozen in time. It's just kind of one of those things that's like, it's so cool. And all the other mobs are just kind of like, oh, they're here, I'll use them once because they're neat, and then never go back to them. But the copper golem's gonna be getting new reasons to use it over time with archaeology. You know, it's just kind of, it's just one of those things where, I forgot to empty my inventory. It's just one of those things where I feel like it's kind of, it's the best choice. And, you know, I understand other people have their opinion, and we'll see how it goes on the day of Minecon, but just, I feel like the copper golem has way too many possibilities to not vote for it. And if you're not voting for it, that's perfectly fine. I'm not big enough to pull a dream situation, but I don't want to pull a dream situation and convince people like, hey, I don't care what you want to vote for. You like my channel, so you vote for this. Kind of thing. You know? Like, I'm not gonna do anything special if you guys vote for the copper golem. It's just kind of one of those things where I feel like it's kind of the mob that has to be added. Of course, they have said that the mobs that don't get voted for eventually will come to Minecraft. Of course, they've been saying that for years, and none of them have been added yet. Or none of the losing mobs have been added yet. Sorry about my throat, it's getting weird. So, I think that, if the copper golem doesn't get added now, with the possibility of it helping with archaeology, it might get added when archaeology comes in anyway. But also, you never know, because it's the Minecraft developers and they surprise us constantly. So, you never really know what they're gonna do. But, yeah, pretty much just to sum it all up, I think the Copper Golem is the most useful mob that they've showed off for the mob vote. And in my opinion, I think it's the one that deserves to win. So yeah. So I've talked about what I don't want to see at Minecon. I've talked about what I hope comes out or gets revealed about 1.18, if they reveal anything new. And I've talked about the mob vote. Oh yeah, also, I really hope that the mob that gets voted for comes out with 1.18. Because I really don't want it to be one of the, like a goat situation, where we voted for the goat, and it's finally coming, like, what, 2 or 3 years later? So, I mean, the glow squid is already in the game, and that's the most recent thing we voted for, so I kind of don't really have any doubts in my mind that the new mob that we vote for doesn't come with this update. But it's, you know, still a possibility, so another thing that I hope is that they do announce that it comes out with 1.18 and that's a thing. So, at Minecon, they will be announcing the next big update for Minecraft, 1.19. And one of the biggest talks right now in the Minecraft community is what the heck is that update gonna be? And at this point, I feel like there are 3 possibilities. And I found the third one because I saw the thumbnail and title for a YouTuber called IBX Toycat. If you don't know about him, go check him out. He's he's a pretty big channel. So you probably know about him, but if not, he's cool. Check him out. But his most recent video, I haven't gotten to watch it yet, but it was titled Why 1.19 Might Be the Structure Update. So I feel like the 3 best candidates for the possible next Minecraft update is either the structure update, the end update, or the farming update. And just my right away predictions, I almost feel like after 1.18 in the Caves and Cliffs update, it is the biggest, most ambitious update they have done, like, ever. And before this update, they had the Nether update. So that is 2 very massive updates in a row. And I feel like they with them having to split up the updates and all that, I feel like they don't really want to work on another huge update again. And I feel like if they do the end update, it kind of has to be a massive update. Because the updates have been getting bigger and bigger and, you know, more and more hyped up. And I feel like if they do the end update, then there's going to be so many high expectations for it. Like, everybody's going to expect it to be, you know, miles above the Nether update. You know, miles above the Caves and Cliffs update. They're going to expect there to be way more biomes than what was in the Caves and Cliffs, and way more biomes than what was in the Nether. And it's just going to be... everybody's going to have such high expectations that with, you know, what's going on in the world and all of that, I feel like it's best for the developers to not go for the end update. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not a possibility, but I just feel like it's kind of one of those things that they shouldn't do yet. Because I think when they were working on the Caves and Cliffs update, that was like, I'm pretty sure that was before COVID started, wasn't it? Like, you know, they were working on it before COVID really happened, so they already had the big ambition, and who knows, if COVID wasn't a thing, maybe the Caves and Cliffs update would have been much bigger, because they could have really been in the studio and doing all that stuff. But sadly, you know, COVID happened, they had to split the updates up, it's kind of been a whole ordeal. So I just feel like, for now, they should hold off on the end update, so I kind of hope, like, it would be awesome if it is the end update, and it would be awesome if the end update's big and awesome and cool. But I just kind of don't really see that happening with how many big updates they've done recently. So that brings us to the farming update. and to the structures update. And honestly, these two updates could be combined very easily, because I feel like they are two very easy updates to implement. You know, farming can just be extra food, maybe new ways to do farming, like maybe have like a scythe or something that can take out multiple crops at once, which would break their whole block by block rules, so I don't really see that happening, but, you know, one can dream. And pretty much just new foods, new ways to farm, maybe new animals. Like, what are some animals that can be farmed? I don't know. I can't think of any new animals. But, you know, potential new animals, new foods, new ways to farm, new things to farm. Potentially not even just animals and regular farm stuff. Like, maybe they could make a way to have redstone farms be a bit easier for the average player to do, or something like that. You know, like mob farms and, just various things. But I feel like there's not really much to do with a farming update, as much as I really want a farming update, because I like farming in this game. I feel like with how little there is to do, then they can combine a couple updates. And one thing that I really want to see updated and improved on in Minecraft is fishing. I really like fishing in video games, like in Stardew Valley, for example. When I was playing, I got to like halfway through year 2, and I have barely done anything with my farm because I spend every single day just at the water fishing. Like, I love fishing in video games for some reason. So I really like fishing in Minecraft, it's just there's not really much to it. There's not much to catch, there's not much to really find. Like, you can get enchantment books and stuff like that, but after you get the same thing over and over again for a while, then it's kind of like, oh, well, I've done that. So, they could add, like, new things to catch. They could add, maybe new fishing rods, like a diamond fishing rod, iron fishing rod, stuff like that. And those could just automatically increase the, like, frequency of catching stuff and all that. And then also they could add, kind of like how what Stardew Valley has, is lures, or however it's pronounced. But pretty much things that, like, you know, bobbers and stuff like that, that'll have special effects on the fishing. And they could just really kind of revamp fishing. And I feel like the farming and fishing update would be a good update name. But also, just those two things combined are still not as big as the updates that we've had recently. So, that kind of brings me to the structures update topic that, IBX Toycat talked about in his video that I will watch sometime after the stream is over. And that is, you know, based on his thumbnail, it looked like he was talking about different variants of existing structures and stuff. So, yeah, they could add some new structures too, but just imagine getting, like, completely revamped structures. Like, you know, expanding upon what's already here. Like, variants of each of them, like, for different biomes and stuff, they could have different variants, like, maybe desert temples could spawn in mesa biomes, or just, you know, them being made out of different blocks for different places. And also they could make them bigger and have more loot to find and more rooms to go through, like the jungle temple. It's very tiny and boring. And everybody knows the traps that are in it. Everybody knows exactly where the chests are and what the code is. And you don't even have to do the code because you can just break open the wall and boom, there's all your loot. So they could expand the jungle temple greatly and make it bigger and all that. And they could even just completely add new structures, like, I can't really think of any, but maybe there's a mod that adds, like, dungeons to the game, where there'll be, like, a little, like, castle tower up above the world. and then you go into it, and there's a staircase leading way down underground, and there's just a big sprawling dungeon underneath that has loot everywhere, mobs, spawners, everything. And it's a really good challenge. I feel like that's something that they could include. But these are all kind of 3 things that I feel like, compared to what we've seen so far, because they don't even have to add new biomes for any of this or anything like that. It's just adding some new structures to find, adding variants to existing structures, stuff like that. So I feel like if they combined those 3 things, the farming, the fishing, and the new structures, then that could make just one really good big update that's also probably not that hard to implement. And also I thought of a 4th thing, and did it just leave my head? It's something that I've been, oh yeah, adding all of the features that have been outvoted. Like all of the biome updates, all of the mobs, all of the items that came with those mobs, like the boats with chests in them, stuff like that. They could also just do an update where they add all the outvoted items. And I feel like that would be a really cool update to do. So honestly, I almost feel like if they really wanted to, and they really wanted to get ambitious with the next update without, probably without putting too much work on themselves, because, like, with adding the new mobs and biomes, they already know what they want to do with that. Like, you know, they told us exactly what would be happening if those came in the trailers and stuff. So, I feel like having those 4 things that are all kind of smallish things could make one really big update with a lot of new different things to do, instead of just kind of being focused on one topic like the Nether update or the End update or the Caves and Cliffs update. That's like 4 completely different parts of the game that can have new things brought to them. And that'll add so much replayability to the game. So much more than it already has. So, kind of my prediction is that I don't think we're going to get the End update, but I think we'll get something else. And my hopes is that maybe they'll combine some of these ideas and be able to make one huge update. Now, do I think that that's actually going to happen? Probably not. I don't work for Mojang or anything. I don't have any insider information. I'm just a guy that's attempting to come up with ideas. Did they just forget about me already? Why is this not working? Oh, this is odd. Did they change the way that these work? Okay, no, it's working now. Yeah, I'm going to turn hostile creatures down. That way it's not too loud for you guys. But yeah, so that's kind of some of my hopes and predictions for Minecon. I kind of don't feel like it's going to be the End update. I feel like they're going to do something else. What that is, I don't know. But I kind of hope it has to do with farming, fishing, or adding, maybe variants of structures, adding, I already said variants of structures. Adding in some of the stuff that we voted for but got outvoted. Just kind of stuff like that. Just small little kind of cleaning up the game a bit features and not really a bunch of just brand new stuff that they really don't have to do, you know? So, yeah. I feel like there's other stuff that I want to talk about. I'll probably be doing a stream or a video talking about Minecon after it's over. Like, probably Sunday or something, I might do that. But yeah. So, yeah. I don't really know what to say now. I'm just kind of... I don't know. I feel like I had way more that I wanted to talk about in this stream. But it's kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, well, I went over everything really quickly. What is there now? So, what are your guys' predictions? You know, what update do you think is going to happen? What mob do you think is going to come to the game? Saber said that he wants the LA to come. Which, you know, like I said earlier, I definitely understand that. I can see where he's coming from with that. But I am on Team Copper Golem. Go Team Copper. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that. The fact that the Copper Golem just adds a complete new use to copper, something that everybody is kind of disappointed with. Like, I mean, I don't think everybody's disappointed with copper, but a lot of people that I've seen are just kind of like, oh, well, copper just... That was 4 baby pigmen that just spawned. I've never seen that happen. But a lot of people were just kind of like, oh, well, copper doesn't have very many uses. What's the point in getting it? Kind of thing. And the Copper Golem just adds a whole new use to copper. So, yeah. The more I think about it, the more the Copper Golem sounds like the best choice. The only thing that I'm worried about is people not thinking it through fully. They just see which mob is the cutest and it's like, yes. Which, I don't know. Which is the cutest mob that got announced? I kind of feel like it's the glare. It's like a little floating ball that gets mad when it's in the darkness. I don't know why, I kind of like that. These guys are spawning real slowly. Yeah, if I go back to actually working on this world fully, I really need to expand the pigman farm. Like, probably make the ring all the way around and have one center area that they drop into instead of this. Oh, my throat's starting to get sore. Take a sip of coffee. But hey, I should be back to streaming now. I'm going to try to go back into daily live streams as long as the power doesn't go out again. But if I miss a stream, then it's because the power went out. So, that would be why. And yeah. So I'm pretty excited to get back into streaming. I went that full week of streaming, and then throughout this week when I couldn't stream, I was just kind of bored all day. I just didn't know what to do with myself. Like, I would just kind of sit around and be like, oh, well, I could do this. And then I'd just start doing it and be like, yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. It's just kind of like streaming became a part of my morning routine, and then I took that, you know, that part of my morning routine got taken away, and it was like, oh, well, what's the point? What do I do now? So, I'm definitely glad to be getting back into doing the daily streams. Yeah. Yeah, today's stream's probably just going to be a really short one compared to my usual ones. I really hope that I talked about everything that I want to talk about and kind of got good points across. And hopefully everything I said makes sense, because I know I'm not really good at vocalizing what's going on in my head. It's something I really need to work on. But, yeah, I'm not really good at just being like, okay, here's what I think right now. I've said it. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, the thing and the thing and it do, you know? So, yeah. But hopefully I got everything across like I wanted to. And hey, if you're watching this as a video or you're watching this live, let me know. Would you want to see me play on this world more? Just on stream and stuff? Like, this could kind of turn into the new Let's Play world. I guess not really Let's Play world, because I'd mostly be doing stuff off camera still, just kind of working on projects while I stream, you know? But yeah, I could definitely play on this world on stream more if that's something that you would want to see. Oh, one thing that I would want to see added to Minecraft. And this is a thing that could be overpowered, but also, it kind of goes with the way that the developers always say that they want the players to be able to choose how they play Minecraft, and they want to have as many possibilities as possible for players. And one thing that I think could do that is allowing us to become as overpowered as we want to. And back in the before times, quite a while ago, they changed it to where you could put every single type of protection on armor. So you could have protection 4, fire protection 4, blast protection 4, projectile protection 4. I think that was all of them. But all of the protections maxed out on your armor. And you could become pretty powerful. But they removed that because they thought it was too overpowered. And I had the idea, and I might make a completely separate video talking about this, because this is an idea that I really want to put out there. But maybe I should even put it on the Minecraft suggestions site. But I know that they probably wouldn't add this to the game normally, but maybe allow players to change a game rule or something. Like, here, I have cheats enabled on this world, so oops, I'm spelling it wrong. But game rule, they have this command, and you can do daylight cycle, disable raids, disable elytra movement check, do fire tick, do insomnia. I don't know what that is. I think that has to do with phantoms, maybe. Do limited crafting, which I don't know what that is either. But anyway, yeah, they could have a game rule thing or a game option thing to where you could turn on disable enchantment limits, so that pretty much what disable enchantment limits would do is you have to choose to enable or disable this, but what disabling enchantment limits would do would make it to where you can put all of the protection types on your armor, and you see where it says like protection 4 or unbreaking 3, it takes away those limits, so you could have like protection 100 or something like that. I feel like that'd be a really cool game rule to have, because one thing that I want is to become extremely have the option to become extremely overpowered in Minecraft. And I can see why they don't want that in the base game, but I feel like it'd be a cool thing to have an option to enable. So yeah. But I think that's one thing that they could add. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. I think Ilam Gaming, maybe? You said Glare in chat. That is one of the mobs I do really like from the update. But I think I am going to be sticking with my opinion on the Copper Golem. But yeah, the Glare it's a pretty cool mob, and it definitely can be helpful. With the various things that it has the potential for. Okay, where's my nugget chest? Oh wait. Okay, yeah, it's right here. Sorry if that was a lot of just spamming chests. Yeah, I can definitely see... Honestly, I can see why everybody would want any of the mobs with this mob vote in. Because all of them have uses. all of them are pretty cool mobs, but some of them just don't seem to have as many uses as others. But yeah, if the Copper Golem doesn't win, then I do kind of hope the Glare wins. Just because I like the idea behind it. Okay, which direction is my house? It's this way. So yeah. What else can I even talk about? I don't know, to be honest with you. I've gone over pretty much everything I can think of, at least. Talked about what I want and don't want to see in Minecon. Talked about what I kind of hope the next update will be. Talked about the mob vote. I think I've covered just about everything. You are loud when drinking milk. But yeah, I think I've pretty much covered everything. Can't really think of too much else that could happen with Minecon. Oh yeah, I hope Jeb gets to show off his board game collection. He deserves to show it off. He's been wanting to for a long time, and it's... I can't remember if he did it. I feel like he did it one year. At least showed off part of it. But anyway, Jeb has been wanting to show off his board game collection for long enough. It's time we let him. But yeah. This is my auto-sorting storage room, though. It's pretty big. It's got a lot of stuff in it. Got a lot of watermelon. From my watermelon pumpkin farm. But yeah, can't really think of much else that I should mention. So now we have the decision of... So pretty much for anybody watching this as a video, or even watching it now that just wants to be here for the Minecraft Live discussion, I think most of that's pretty much over now. And we'll see what happens at Minecon. We'll see if how the community votes, or if Dream's going to get his hive mind to make everybody vote for a certain thing. We'll see what happens. But for now, I think I might just kind of play Minecraft for a couple minutes and just kind of chat. Maybe talk a little bit more about Minecraft. Have I been saying Minecon this whole time? Because it's not Minecon anymore. Honestly, I feel like they should have kept the Minecon live. Because Minecon's just kind of what everybody knows it as, and I still call it Minecon to this day. And they went through so many different name changes. Didn't I turn hostile mobs down, or is the splatting not count? I don't know. But yeah, I feel like they should just keep it Minecon live instead of Minecraft live. Of course, that's also just me. Yeah. So, how's everyone's day going? Hopefully everyone's having a good day. For me, it's early in the morning, so I haven't really gotten far enough in my day to tell yet. So far it's been good, though, just because the power actually has been staying on while I've been streaming for the first time in a week. And hopefully I didn't just jinx that. If the stream randomly stops, though, that is what happened. Yeah. I'm going to try to be back to streaming again tomorrow. And I think I'm going to do the coin game. No, actually. Will I tomorrow's Minecraft Live. So I think tomorrow I may not stream, or if I do, it'll be a very short stream, because I want to be able to, you know, watch Minecraft live. I'm not going to stream it. So, yeah. So, if I do stream tomorrow, it would be very short, but I don't know if I'm going to yet or not, just because Minecraft Live is happening. So, yeah. But next time I actually stream, I'll probably be doing the coin game. And then the next time after that, I'll be back to, we'll do another episode of Genshin Impact, because it's been a while since I did that. And yeah. We'll do a stream talking about what happened at Minecon, probably a couple days after it, that way I can just kind of really gather my thoughts, and I'll probably actually write down stuff this time instead of just winging it like I did in this stream and not knowing what I'm saying half the time. So yeah. I think after I finish this layer, I might wrap up the stream, just because I've kind of run out of things to say. I think I've gotten most of my points across of where my mind is at with the mob vote and my hopes for the next update. So yeah. I'm glad that slimes are actually spawning here now, because I was digging this out for the longest time and nothing was spawning. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, uh-oh, was I wrong about where the slime chunks were? Was the app wrong? Because I was using an app to look at the world seed and see where slime chunks were so I could make a slime farm. I don't really know why I need a slime farm. But I'll probably find a use for all the slime someday. Probably. But this world I just kind of want to fill up with farms and different things, so yeah. But yeah, so this layer's done, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and get wrapped up here. A nice short little stream to kind of get me back into the swing of streaming, because throughout the week where I streamed every day, my throat didn't get sore while talking, because I was getting used to it. But then after I was kind of forced to take a full week off, my throat's really sore now. So, I'll be getting back into streaming again. And yeah, we'll see what happens at Minecraft Live. We'll see if my prediction of the end update not being a thing yet, and maybe a farming update or something like that, one of the 4 things I talked about earlier, we'll see if I was correct on any of my predictions. We'll see if my hopes for the Iron Golem are answered. Or not Iron Golem, Copper Golem. That's going to be a thing to get used to. But yeah, lots of exciting things to come in Minecraft and with my channel. So yeah, I'm really bad at ending streams. I almost don't want to end the stream because I feel like there's something else that I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was, or if there was even another thing. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll fly to the top of this mountain real quick. I guess it's not really a mountain, at least not compared to what's coming to the game. What are you trading? What hermit heads do you have? Ah. Yeah, I have data packs from the Vanilla Tweaks website that had the Hermitcraft heads. I don't know why I did that, honestly. But I have mini blocks too, which I was planning on using for decorations and stuff like that. Ooh. That's cool. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I think that's gonna just about do it for the stream. Those of you that are watching are probably like pulling your hair out like, oh my gosh, you've said that you're ending it like 8 times already, just do it. So yeah, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap up the stream. I don't know why I went to third person. I never do that. I got netherite and a cool cape. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream now. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing me attempt to talk about ideas that I have and my opinions and stuff like that. Maybe some of you agreed with them. You know, if you're watching this as a video, let me know in the comments if what you agree with and what you're hoping for. And yeah, we'll just create a discussion maybe. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. I will see you maybe tomorrow for the next stream. Not sure though. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye everyone. Bye.